Can healing move in both directions between the living and the dead? Welcome to Mediumship Sparks. I'm Noelle Dean, intuitive medium, licensed therapist, and your host. I am endlessly amazed by how spirit reaches out to us, supports us, and loves us, sometimes in the most surprising and unexpected ways. If, like me, you're drawn to those sparks of insight that bring you greater peace, healing, flow, and just make everything make more sense, whether you're finding us for the first time or we have already shared this space, I'm so happy you're here. Let's dig in. This is the final part in the three-part series exploring whether healing can continue after death and what it means to face and transform the mother wound from both sides of the veil. I get it.
It makes total sense. I even said that, like, why was I trying to connect with her? I should have tried to connect more with my aunt, right? But it's okay.
My sisters remind you, you could do that on your own. Maybe that would be nice for you. And apparently your aunt would love it. Yeah, people do change. The grandmother that shows up with my sister, she was not somebody I would have gone to for help ever. Not that she was so horrible, but she wasn't kind. She wasn't soft in life. And when I first started going to a mediumship development circle, like in 1998 or something, she had passed a few years earlier, and she had given a message to somebody to give to me that I could call on her for help. And I was like, okay, thanks. No freaking way I would have done that. But in developing my mediumship in the last several years, much more, she's shown up for me time and time again. Now she's like my biggest ally. She shows up more than everybody. I would never have thought that. So people do change, but they get back to who they really are. But you have to feel that from them. That's what I feel is right. Just like with my sister. I could have said, I'm going to give it a couple more years and see how she's doing, but I felt the difference.
So you think I'll probably feel that too, right? Like it's
I feel like I should say,
time.
I would hope. I would hope. I don't know. I think Carol better buy fireworks and she better make a big fucking splash of, I swear I really have changed. Here's all my evidence and my witnesses. And
Fireworks are funny, Noelle. I was gonna turn her into a fireworks. Because that's one of the messed up parts of her dying was she didn't have it filled out who was supposed to get her remains. So I was very angry because it came to me because I'm her only child. But she didn't want to be with me. So I thought of all the things I could do to her. I wouldn't have never done it. It was just fun to think of what I could have done with Carol, and fireworks were one of them. It was funny because in New Jersey they're illegal, so I thought I could turn her into a firework and give her to who she wanted to be with, and they can't do anything with her because it's illegal to set her off. But that was just for fun. But that's funny you said that.
I'm a radar. I pick up on stuff just like you. Yeah.
I have to say, I've been in therapy since I've seen you, and this feels more therapeutic than what I've been able to accomplish thus far in therapy. I know it's a process, but
Keep in mind that I have a bit of a cheat in that I've got somebody on the other side who has a bird's eye view and a lot more connections who's helping us. That's all. My sister is here helping, and she's calling herself an assistant. I'm appreciating the opportunity to have this opportunity with her to continue to experience her differently than the relationship we had when we were here together. Because just like when somebody's alive, you are like, oh, no, I know how that person is. And you continue to relate to them that way. And I need to keep remembering how my sister is different. And I don't really know her in a good way. I don't really know her and who she really is. So, I could also spend more time hanging out with her and experiencing her. She shows up when good 80s music is playing in the car and she's singing and dancing with me. But yeah. And as far as Carol goes, I know that there's like that wound and that void that still feels there. And it's occurring to me now that you could consider that if you believe in past lives, that maybe you had good mothers at other points, and maybe you can ask for some of their energy to come in and help heal that wound now. And I've been sitting for the last several months, the awareness of past versions of ourselves or our lives, and what can we do to be supported by that, and also to support other versions of ourselves. That feels right if to try on for yourself. And I know you're not going to take anything I say, oh, I should do it because no else, because
No. If
these
it's
are just
right, it'll
ideas. But
feel right.
yeah. And Lisa's saying that she came in as an assistant and that it was her pleasure to serve you. My sister wasn't this heartfelt when she walked on the earth. She's really,
I know, like I feel like I need to say to you, which doesn't sound right, but you're so lucky, and yet that wouldn't have been how you would have described having a sister.
not
I'm
at
an
all.
only
Yeah.
child, so you are
Mm.
lucky, even if it wasn't in life, that in death, someone has your back.
She's going to start saying it. So I'm going to say it for her. And you've got that too. She's saying you've got that in spades, just not from that energy. That's it. That's it. So 99.9% of the other energies and beings around you are full of unconditional support and love. How it's coming up and how I'm feeling it in my own heart, it feels like this is the thing for you. And it's none of my business to say this, but maybe this is the thing for you to get past, is when it feels like I can't get past it. It was my fucking mother. That's the one person in the whole fucking world that's supposed to be there to support you. And not just that it wasn't available, but it was like maybe designed and structured this way for whatever lesson your soul wanted to learn, as painful as it is. I feel like now is the time for me to share this. I have a different kind of relationship with my own mother that's been challenging. The thought came to me that's meant to help me heal, just like less than a week ago, for me to actually project out a thank you to all of the adults that didn't get close to me and didn't try to support me more, or didn't try to teach me more about how to deal with life or how to be happy, whatever it was, because none of them really knew. And I would have been more infected by somebody else's off, weird, unbalanced perspective, and that I should be grateful. Like genuinely, though, not like full of shit grateful kind of thing, but thank you for not indoctrinating me more into this or that way of thinking or believing, because I would have had to undo more. I don't know if that speaks to you. If Carol wasn't neglectful and you spent more time with her, you might much more easily think like her. Is, I think, what the
Oh,
bottom
that makes
line
a lot of
really is
sense.
about that. Whatever distance she created or you created, that was a protective barrier and for your own emotional safety. And that you were fortunate is what's coming through, to have missed out on a lot of time with her. You were fortunate. My sister's trying to be lighthearted. There's like the mother sky, the mother earth. There's all these other energies like the moon, like nurturing energies. And that feels actually like maybe this is how it's coming to me. Maybe that's part of your next step, is maybe the moon, huh? And sit with what actually feels right of an energy that you're going to allow to come in and be nurturing. That feels like a new chapter for you from what I'm feeling in this moment. Yeah. That Carol is like, over. Let's see what really feels right. Let's see what kind of energy I'd actually welcome in. And part two of what I was saying about that insight that came to me about the adults in my life when I was a child and when I was an adult, is that I also felt aware that the adults that I did end up getting closer to at different points were at healthier times in their life when I was getting closer to them. And that feels very important too. Carol didn't get healed in this life, but maybe some of the other adults in your life are more healed than they were when they were younger, and they're safer now. Or other people that are in spirit, like your aunt, who have always had your best interest at heart. And that there's a lot of nurturing, loving energy available to you in this way. So it doesn't have to live like you are always limping with this wound. These
It's
things could
not
be very
fun.
healing.
I mean, it's interesting because I felt like I say to everybody, if you met me 3 months ago, I would have told you that I've been the therapy before I was a therapist, that I worked it all out, and her dying just it's allowed me to be honest about what I went through, which also your reading was very validating with as well. You were saying things that my friends never knew. like
Mm.
even just in the reading. So it's like that guilt of talking bad about your mother because society thinks we're supposed to always love our mother, and that's not always true. But like her dying has given me some freedom to really be honest about how I grew up, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense. And I feel like, not to contradict you, but it sounds to me like you do love your mother, because that you would think about praying for her and asking for her healing. You would only do from a place of love. And you can love somebody and not like them, not want anything to do with them. And that's okay. And to me, that feels, and what my sister, I feel like this is my sister and my intuition, that is the most wholesome and wholehearted a person can be, is from your part right here and now about that situation, to feel so
Because
hurt
I'm
and
not
wounded.
about having people suffer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that she made me suffer. I
Yeah.
don't want to bring suffering to anyone if I can help it on
And
purpose.
exactly. And that's what she's saying. My sister's calling it wholesome about you, that you are a wholesome family member. And that's priceless. Yeah.
And like you said, like I have to thank Carol because I'm the opposite of everything Carol was.
That was your choice. Maybe you also need to be thanking yourself. Yeah. Bring a little Snoop Dogg energy into that. Most of all, I want to thank me because I worked really hard, because I really made an effort, because I got up even when I didn't want to, because I did this for myself, because all of that was true. And so is that about you. You could have, and it would have been the path of least resistance. You could have just been bitter and fallen right in line, and you didn't do that. And that would have taken work and effort and consciousness a lot, and getting a lot of support to do that. And you've really done that. You would even have compassion for her, that you would want her to not suffer for what she did. When at the beginning you were saying, wait, she can't just, drive off in her Corvette scot free, but you weren't hoping she would burn in hell.
No, I
So,
wanted her to just see the pain that she brought other people, not just
yeah,
me, but in general. And I think
sure.
that's what I should have to do when it's my time too. I think we should all have to, even if it wasn't intentional, we need to know that we hurt people. I think that's important.
I'm like looking forward and not looking forward to that part because it is hard to see when we have hurt somebody, but it is my understanding and also my now perspective. That is what everybody goes through. She just hasn't yet. Who knows? Maybe she won't for 200 more Earth years or something. I don't know. But that's her business. And you being cut off from the hopefulness of it anytime soon, and then seeing and assessing, what do you have? Evaluating what feels safe and nurturing to you and bringing that in. And I'm seeing you with a candle. It's like a reddish, it's like a deep red candle, but it's got like a slightly milky-ish looking thing around it. And I've seen these candles. I go to where I hold my ship circle. It's a metaphysical shop, and they've got these candles. They're maybe only, I don't know, is that 5 or 6 inches tall, and maybe like about that wide around, and they've got a paper around them and some kind of description. And I'm seeing something either like goddess or moon or something like that. And I'm seeing you with a candle like that, and that is helping you find your north, is how it's coming to me. And thank you. They're showing you do this on your own. So there's self-trust and you connecting. How it's occurring to me is that when you are tuned in that kind of way, you're hyper aware of the energy around you. So the likelihood of a Carol-ish energy seeping in or sneaking in would be pretty low, because you would feel it. Or if you felt it after, you would know how to oust it, like Archangel Michael, the energy, Sage, Palo Santo, whatever, like
I
you'd
have a
ask.
saying on my phone to release negative people from your life that I've had it for a while. So yeah, I do that when I feel it.
Good. Yeah. I feel like this is repetitive, but I'm supposed to say it. I'm just going to ask for the right words to say it. You can say that, and I know that you mean that, but because of the role of mom, it's harder to mean it in some ways. And I think you have to really mean it when it comes to Carol. You have to really mean it for you, only for you. And I'm sad to even say it. It's also really self-empowering to feel like I'm aware, I'm awake, and I'm the one who sets the tone. I'm the one who does this. I set the boundary of what feels right to me. And I do it with kindness and love, but I'm getting firmer and firmer as I see that I need to protect my own fucking energy.
I get it. I used to say that I would hang up the phone with Carol and feel worse about myself than I did before I picked up the phone.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me, I had to just cut all contact. There was no way to have
Yeah.
a healthy relationship at all because she wouldn't abide by any boundaries.
Yeah.
And I'm not like, that's the one thing I will say, like, the gift I have is no guilt in her dying
Mm,
because I
good.
had to protect myself and my son.
My sister's saying you made all the you did all the good moves. Like she can see,
They
like
weren't
she's showing
easy, but yeah.
it's not easy. She's giving me this sense as if she could look down on you and see how that played out. You made all the great right moves when it comes to that dynamic. You tried your best and then you forgave yourself for trying most of the time. And you knew when to basically, she's saying not give up, but forfeit. Okay, I can't pretend any longer, kind of thing. She's not being serious, but she's, I wish I could assign a mother to you now, like somebody who actually has that kind of energy. She's giving a visual. I don't know if she means this literally, but I'm seeing you connecting with some older woman who's about the right age to have been able to be your mother. And in this very heartfelt, vulnerable moment, you ask her to step in and be that. And she's really honored. And she has resilience and a good spirit, and you admire her.
She's alive or not wearing pants.
Is she wearing pants? I don't think she's wearing pants. Maybe it's your aunt or someone of that ilk. And if you did that, maybe that would help draw you more into connecting, which, not to be biased, but I feel like that's kind of an integral part of who you actually are, or certainly could be more of in this life if you allowed yourself, if you felt safe to do that. And then you would have that all the time with her. That's what I'm picking up on. My sister's trying to be funny. If you were on like a Ferris wheel and it was your aunt, there'd always be like room for her. Like even if you were sitting with your son, she'd still be there. Like she won't take up a seat kind of thing. That she could ride all the time, like ride or die, Lisa's saying. Yeah, if you choose.
There's never a question about her love for me.
You might even call her like your maunt instead of just your aunt, your mom slash aunt.
That's cute.
But it's also you claiming a source for that energy that you're so longing and wishing for. And that feels like that could be really healing for your heart and soul, is what Lisa's saying. And she's just saying, just consider what you could do to soothe your heart. She's saying you're a powerful woman and this woundedness is very painful. And the human and spiritual being that you are can do things to help with your own healing. And then also, as I know, the more we heal, the less pain we give to the next generation for them to have to heal. Now, Lisa's like mic dropping herself.
Thank you, Lisa.
She's like, who knew I could be so prophetic? Yes, that's true. That's true.
Lisa sounds like a good time now.
I know. And she's thanking us for listening to her, for asking and for listening to her. Who knew? Believe me, you could have bet me a lot of money and I'd be like, no fucking way. See, people really do change in their own time. And she's just saying, just don't count on Carol. Plenty of other people. My grandparents' alarm. I made a deal that I connect with my grandparents most days. I can be lazy about it, but see, this is me filling more of my gap and also getting advice and like direction and support is I'm connecting with my grandparents. And I have a lot of grandparents, step and otherwise, and half and blah, blah, blah. I find that it makes my life more fulfilled to be more connected in that kind of way. We're different people. I'm just such an advocate for that kind of thing for this kind of reason. It's easy to
And I
have the
like a
wound.
reminder because the day just gets away from me in
Mm-hmm.
so many ways that I'm doing a reminder right now that's been helpful.
I'm seeing you having Mont time.
Yeah, I
And
like
maybe you have
that.
an alarm. I'm seeing like 2 o'clock or something. I don't know. But see what feels right to you, of course. But yeah, that lady has a lot of love to give you.
I feel
I
like
don't,
I've known you forever now, Noelle.
I also keep talking, so it's going on and on. But your aunt is saying, I don't know if she had her own kids. I feel like she might have had her own kids. She didn't have her own kids in this lifetime because she's saying it felt like she might have had her own kids and she wasn't that close to them, but that she would have wished for a special daughter like you, like the bond and the connection that she feels with you. So you may be
I was
feeling,
like her kid.
gotcha. Just keep in mind that you may also be able to still be filling both buckets.
I needed to hear that.
I get that. Yeah. Yeah. She's just saying connections, they can get fired, they can get hired, and they go both ways. That's your aunt saying that. Yeah. Thanks for helping me really feel the goodness of my sister.
You can tell she loves you and she is protecting you. I can
Yeah.
feel it by what she's saying and how she's showing up for you.
Yeah.
So,
In life, she didn't have much of a sense of purpose that I ever noticed, except loving her husband. But I feel like she's got a sense of purpose now that maybe she had all along. It was just in her soul and not in her life. That's been a gift to me to have that today. So thanks for that.
thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate everything.
it's been my pleasure. And thanks for asking. I really would never have wanted you to stay saddled with that. Really. Okay, take care.
Take care.
Thank you for spending this time with me on Mediumship Sparks. I truly believe that with mediumship, the only real limit is our imagination. If this podcast speaks to you, please rate and subscribe. If it could be useful to someone you care about, please share it. If you're interested in a reading or getting some support to navigate the spiritual path you're on or the one you want to be on, I offer a free consultation to discuss what you're looking for and how I can help. Learn more about my readings and classes at connectingwithnoelle.com. Subscribe on YouTube, Connecting with Noelle, for helpful videos and video podcast episodes. Take good care of yourself, and I look forward to being with you again soon.